Hey everyone, imagine this. You're battling a killer storm on a deserted highway, racing against the clock for your job, when you spot a broken down car with a family inside, soaked and scared. You stop to help, towing them for free, thinking it's just a good deed. But 2 weeks later, that same guy you saved is sitting in your boss's office, and your whole life flips upside down. Stick around because this story of kindness coming full circle will blow your mind. Let me take you back to that night. I was Finn, a regular truck driver for a big logistics company, hauling cargo across the Midwest. It was late, around midnight, and the rain was pounding like nothing I'd ever seen. Sheets of water slamming the windshield, wind howling like a beast, and my wipers barely keeping up. I had this tight deadline from my boss, Mr. Davis, the kind of guy who ruled with an iron fist. Miss a delivery, and you'd hear about it for weeks. He had us all on edge, pushing impossible schedules, no room for excuses. I was pushing my rig hard, tires slicing through puddles, when my headlights caught something up ahead. A black SUV pulled over on the shoulder, hazards flashing weakly. At first I thought, not my problem, keep going, Finn, or you'll be toast at work. But as I slowed a bit, I saw movement inside. A man under the hood, fumbling with tools in the downpour. Then, in the back seat, a woman with her face against the glass, looking desperate, and next to her, a kid in a car seat, maybe 5 or 6 years old, bundled up but clearly cold and upset. A whole family out there, stranded in the middle of nowhere. My heart sank. I couldn't just drive by. I pulled over, grabbed my raincoat, and jogged out. "Hey, you folks okay?" I yelled over the storm. The man, drenched to the bone, looked up, mid-40s, nice suit ruined by mud. "Engine died," he shouted back. "Tried everything, but no luck. My wife and son are freezing in there." I checked under the hood quick. Yeah, it was toast, probably the alternator or something major. No quick fix in this weather. "Listen," I said, "I can't leave you here. It's dangerous, no cell service, and trucks fly by fast. I'll hook up my tow chain and pull you to the next town. There's a motel about 20 miles up, with a mechanic nearby." His eyes widened. "You sure? That's a big ask. I don't have much cash on me, but I can pay for your time, your fuel at least." I shook my head. "No need, sir. Just get your family safe and warm. That's what matters." He hesitated, then nodded gratefully. We got the chain hooked, slow and careful, and I towed them gently through the rain. It took forever, maybe an hour, crawling at 30 miles per hour to avoid slips. When we reached the motel, I helped unhitch. The wife thanked me profusely, the kid even gave a shy wave from her arms. The man, he introduced himself as Mr. Warren, shook my hand firm. "I won't forget this, son. You're a good man." I smiled, waved it off, and headed back to my route. But by then, I was hours late. My mind raced. Davis was gonna rip me apart. Little did I know that one stop would change everything. So, after towing that family to safety, I finally rolled into the depot around dawn, 6 hours behind schedule. The storm had eased, but my nerves were shot. I knew the delivery was blown, clients pissed, penalties stacking up. I parked the rig, grabbed my logs, and headed to the office, bracing for the storm inside. Mr. Davis was waiting, arms crossed, face like thunder. He was a short, stocky guy in his 50s, always in a cheap suit, with a reputation for chewing people out. "Finn," he barked as I walked in. "You're 6 hours late. You just cost this company 30 grand in fines and lost business. Got anything to say before I fire your sorry ass?" The office went quiet. A couple other drivers pretended to shuffle papers. I took a breath. "Mr. Davis, I hit that storm bad. Visibility 0, roads like rivers. But that's not all. I came across a stranded family on the highway. Car dead, woman and kid inside, no help in sight. I couldn't leave them there to freeze or worse. So I towed them to a motel. It added time, but it was the right call." He laughed, cold and mean. "The right call? This ain't a charity, Finn. Company policy's clear. No unauthorized stops. No playing hero on company time. You think you're Mother Teresa? That family's not my problem. Meeting deadlines is. I tried to explain more about the kid, the danger, but he cut me off. Save it. You're not worth the firing paperwork right now. Instead, 1 week suspension, no pay. And this is your final written warning. One more screw up, you're out. Now get out of my sight. I left fuming, but what could I do? I needed the job, bills, rent, all that. Spent the week at home, fixing up my old pickup, wondering if I'd pushed too far. Friends said I was dumb for not driving by, but I couldn't shake it. Leaving that family felt wrong. By week's end, I got a call from corporate HQ in New York. Finn, report to the CEO's office Monday. Urgent. My stomach dropped. CEO? I'd never even met the guy. This had to be it, Davis pulling strings to kin me for good. Monday came, I suited up best I could, old blazer, clean shirt, and flew out, nerves on fire. The HQ was fancy, glass towers, suits everywhere. I waited in a lobby, sweating, imagining the worst. Finally, escorted to a huge corner office. There sat the CEO, but wait, next to him was Mr. Davis, looking smug. And across the desk? A man I recognized. Sharp suit, calm eyes. It was Warren, the guy from the highway. My mind reeled. What was going on? Warren smiled. Finn, good to see you again. Have a seat. We have business to discuss. Davis shifted uncomfortably. Warren turned to him. But first, I think you owe Finn an apology. Davis stammered, face paling. Finn, sorry about the misunderstanding. Company policy, you know. No idea of the circumstances. Very sorry if I was harsh. Warren's voice turned steel. Harsh? You were a tyrant, Davis. A small man with a bit of power, punishing a guy for real compassion. I've reviewed your records, high turnover, complaints everywhere. You foster fear, not loyalty. Davis shrunk. Then Warren dropped the bomb. As of last week, I've acquired majority shares. I'm the new owner and chairman. My jaw hit the floor. The stranded guy was a big-shot investor? Sitting in that fancy office, everything clicked into overdrive. Warren, the man I towed in the storm, wasn't just some random dad. He was a heavyweight in business, snapping up companies like ours. And there I was, expecting a pink slip, but the air crackled with something else. Davis looked like he'd seen a ghost, mumbling excuses, but Warren shut him down cold. Finn, Warren said, leaning forward. That night on the highway, you didn't know me from Adam. You saw a family in trouble and acted from the heart. No questions, no payment. That's rare these days. I've built my career spotting real character, and you've got it. He paused, glancing at papers on his desk. Our company's got issues, bad management, low morale. Starts from the top. Davis here? He's out. Effective immediately. Davis bolted up. You can't, I've been here 15 years. Warren didn't flinch. And in those years, you've driven good people away. Pack your things. Security showed up quick, escorting Davis out. He shot me a glare like it was my fault, but I was still processing. Warren turned back. Now, Finn, I need someone trustworthy running the Chicago depot. Regional operations manager. The job's yours if you want it. Double your pay, benefits, the works. I blinked, stunned. Me? Sir, I'm just a driver. No college, no management experience. What if I mess it up? He chuckled. Experience? I can teach that. But treating people right? That's innate. You proved it on that road. Think about your team. Drivers like you push too hard. You can change that. We talked more about his family, how his wife and son were fine now, thanks to me. His boy even asked about the truck hero. It warmed me up. By the end, I shook his hand again. Okay, I'll do it. First day back as manager felt surreal. The depot buzzed with whispers, Davis gone, me in charge? I called a meeting. Guys, things are changing. No more fear-mongering. We're a team. If life's rough, family stuff, breakdowns, we handle it together. I shared my story, the storm, the tow. Jaws dropped when I got to Warren. Kindness pays off, I said. Let's make this place better. We rolled out new policies fast. Flexible shifts for parents, better safety gear, even a fund for emergencies. Turnover dropped quick, folks stayed, worked harder cause they felt valued. Profits climbed too, with happier crews making fewer mistakes. Warren checked in often, mentoring me on the business side, budgets, negotiations. I picked it up, surprising myself. That scared driver from the storm? Now leading a top depot. But the real win? Seeing my team thrive. One guy, single dad, thanked me for time off when his kid was sick. Reminded me why I stopped that night. Life's about those moments. Months flew by in my new role, and the changes stuck. Our depot became a model for the company. Low absenteeism, high efficiency. Warren expanded the Good Samaritan rule. Company-wide, if an employee's in a bind helping someone, no penalties, just support. It boosted morale everywhere. I even got invites to speak at other branches, sharing the story. One act of kindness, I'd say, can ripple out bigger than you imagine. Looking back, that stormy night wasn't just about towing a car. It was a test of heart over rules. Davis represented the old way, grind them down, squeeze every dime. But Warren? He saw value in people. And me? I learned to lead with empathy. My family's proud, wife beams when folks call me boss. Kids tease about my fancy office. But I still drive trucks sometimes to stay grounded. If you're watching this, remember, in a world rushing by, pausing for someone might just pause for you later. That family on the highway? They weren't random. Warren's now a friend. We grab coffee, talk shop. His son's obsessed with trucks, wants to visit the depot. Life's full circle. So, what's your takeaway? Next time you see someone stranded, literally or not, lend a hand. It might not lead to a promotion, but it'll make you richer inside. Thanks for listening to my wild ride. If you've got a similar story, drop it in the comments. Hit like if kindness wins, subscribe for more real-life twists. See you next time.